WEF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earned for a goal of elevation, just passing the team over here might finish out bright future we can't vanish. SE25 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions, fan cams, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when Eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
We've got Super Oli Glasner. He knows exactly what we need. Mitch in the back, Mateta in attack. Palace on the way to Wembley. Get in. Big up everyone. This is the match reaction for our 3-0 win at the Cottage yesterday. And like I said, I joined the watch along with Nikki. Big up Nikki for doing that. And I was just like, I'm so jealous of you, so jealous of each and every one of you that could have made it. Yesterday, the atmosphere looked crazy. Big up for getting those balloons and flags in. You know, you can't have nothing. And what? All because they wanted to create a Fulham atmosphere, which was meaty. Oh, let's wave our flags around. Like, it was, oh my gosh. But it must have been absolutely incredible. Here with, who I must say, the star of the show from yesterday's vlog, Skibbity-Pop-Pop. Dan, how's it going, mate?
I didn't even know JC was recording at that point. I think it's just a tick that I have because I just do that sometimes. But yeah, no, I'm good. Like, I did. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get to watch all of it because it was too long. But I did rewatch the game this morning, and watched all the highlights. Watched everything. Like, it's incredible, isn't it? Like, I know people call us a boring club, and to an extent, we are a boring club. But that's what 3 semi-finals in 9 years. Like, that's so good. And like for fans like ours who, you know, we don't, you know, well, we've never won a trophy, but you know, this is what matters, isn't it? This is what matters. But yeah, how you doing?
Oh, I am great. All I have been doing is rewatching highlights. I think the only Fulham content I was able to see was Fulhamish, and they haven't really said much after the game, but watched it anyway. Like, I was all for it. But a brilliant day was made even more perfect later on that evening. But we will discuss that. We're going to add that into our segment because we need to speak about the scum. Let's get into it, though.
It was definitely a box office day.
Unbelievable. 29th of March 2025. Mark that in your calendar. Mark that in your calendar. And what we'll do is when we get to the scum segment, we will open the lines then, because if you want to come and talk about the scum, you are more than welcome to do so, because we're going to bask in this together. But you know what? There was clear nerves before the game started. Like, mad nervous. Proper nervous, because I thought we've just done them at their ground 2-0 in a game where they were very, very, very below par, you know, and I was expecting them to come out all guns blazing, you know, and they did, because for 25/30 minutes, we couldn't get a kick in. You know, what was the atmosphere like there at the Cottage during that period? Like, was our fans still like jubilant, or was it getting a bit like ropey?
Wait, sorry, one second. I've just seen Nate's asked for the link. I don't know how to do that though. But the atmosphere. I mean, before the game, like for me personally, I started getting nervous. I would say on Friday was when I started getting nervous, and I think certainly Saturday morning, I think everyone was. I mean, everyone was still waking up a little bit. I think as well, to be honest, because obviously it was the early kickoff. I think there was a good atmosphere. I think the atmosphere was somewhat getting there before. I think certainly the weather, I think, helped. The fact that it was such a lovely day, an unusually lovely day in London. I think that definitely helped. But I think people were nervous before the game, certainly. But I think there is an element of it. It was a quarter final. I get it's not too similar to like when we played Everton in the quarters in 2022, whenever it was. There's always just that cut of atmosphere, like added atmosphere because it is a cup game, and I would say, yeah, I think when we were a bit pegged behind. Not pegged behind, but when we weren't playing so well, I think I realised how that sounded now, and yeah, that's a pause. When we were getting pegged from behind,
you've got Elise trauma.
I mean, the atmosphere was a bit flat because obviously, we've all come in very nervous. We're not playing very well. So everyone stays nervous, gets more nervous. But, obviously as the game went on, obviously it definitely picked up.
No, absolutely. And obviously that when you look at it, like Muniz, who I was very surprised started, by the way.
Yeah, I was too. I was too.
He's actually a nuisance. He just gets himself all over the place. And I must say, Wharton was very lucky. Very, very lucky, because obviously VAR can't intervene unless it's a straight red. So if the ref had seen that little petulant little kick up, he would have been gone. And I'm glad it panned to Glasner, because he was saying, use your head. You're going to get yourself sent off. Use your head. For 30 minutes, Ebbs had, 2 touches?
Oh, that's what I was going to do. So I mean, that was something. Yeah, sorry, that's just reminded me. Yeah.
But this is the Ebbs we've been all kind of calling out for. Fair enough, he's had a few injuries and stuff, but we haven't seen him run at players like we used to, especially this season. But he did it against England, and I mentioned it in the previous, that's Ebbs. He did it for England, sorry. That's Ebbs. And his ability to just take, who was it out of the game? Was it Sunderberg, I believe? Completely took him out of the game.
Yeah, it was either him or Lukic.
Him or Lukic, one of the two. I think it was Lukic, because Sunderberg was the second incident there.
Yeah. But
the fact, he just took him out of the game, and what a finish. What an incredible finish, And I literally, like I said, I'm obviously I can say what a finish now that I've seen it, but obviously I was listening to it, because obviously whilst you're on the road, you can't really be doing a madness. I was so tempted to get the ITVX player up, and I thought, no, let me not do that. Let me not be stupid on the road and stuff. And they just said, Reggie's open and scoring. I've gone, yes, get him. Obviously, hot day, both windows all down, and I'm having people, passengers, fellow people in cars and stuff, and passengers on the road just looking at me like I'm a madman. I'm shouting, come on, Palace! But it was an incredible, incredible finish. Describe the scenes then as well. It must have been chaos.
You know what? To be honest, right? It's just gonna sound like big up, Nate. How you doing?
Loving life. Not only because we're going to Wembley, but ain't football lovely? Ain't it just lovely? Because
it's a great game.
A certain team on the South Coast, which we'll get into later, I'm not trying to spoil, no spoilers. A certain team on the South Coast were running their mouth like a little mob from up in Hammersmith in West London. And what happens when you run your mouth? Yeah.
Yeah, take that, Bournemouth.
Oh, no, they're not even South Coast. They're just another story entirely. No, we're talking about the blue and white shite from that end of, Sussex and all that crap. But no, ain't football great? I mean, Wembley. Need I say more? Wembley.
No, definitely. But yeah, but in the ground, I think I'm not gonna lie. I think because it was at the other end of the pitch, I didn't really realise it went in until like a couple of seconds after it probably did go in, because I wasn't expecting it to go in. I saw it hit the post. It was the other end of the pitch, so it was hard to really work out. And then everyone else started celebrating. So I was like saying, I just assumed that we scored, and obviously I was celebrating as well. I mean, in terms of like limbs, I would definitely say that's probably one of the best limbs I've been involved with. I would say. But I mean, yeah, it's an incredible goal by Eze. And I know you mentioned the amount of touches he's had. So before he scored that goal, so up to the 34th minute, he'd only had 9 touches of the ball the whole game. So that's what I mean. And then literally, he's gone and done that. And I mean, because I remember, because I was watching the game back earlier as well. Which, if anyone does want to watch it, if you get access to ITV, you'll be able to watch the full game if you want, or use a VPN. I'm trying, because because it was quite a good little bit of play, because we kind of won the midfield battle probably for the first time, I would say, in that first half. We won that midfield battle, and then Lacroix, and I find it so ironic that Lacroix did a very, very lovely outfield ping to Tyron Mitchell, which is very ironic in the context of, like, obviously the discourse between Anderson and Lacroix and stuff like that. Pings out a lovely ball, fair play to Mitchell, good touch as well, gets it down, pass it to Eze, and then I think he takes 2-3 touches and then bangs it in. So yeah, no, it was an incredible goal, and I think that'll be one of those goals that the Twitter page will revisit, like, in like 10 years' time, I'm sure.
No, absolutely. And I think you mentioned about getting a foothold of the game. I think that was literally after Lerma hit the crossbar. It's almost like that sound of it going bing was like a wake-up call for the whole squad. Like, all of a sudden we're in complete control. You got Wharton doing pirouettes and 360s and stuff. It's such a shame that the pass afterwards wasn't good, because that would have been a complete highlight reel, And then Eze just works his magic. How he's kept the ball in play, by the way. Yeah. Literally standing on the touchline. I think even Glasgow was pointing that it was our throw, because he thought he went off himself. And then this is where I've got to give Ebbs credit again. Even though the ball either got ricocheted back towards Lerma, he then continued running, and that run made Lerma's decision for him, to play it down that line, and like a lovely little crossing. And Ismail Assar, Nate, I know we miss Michael Elise, and we're always going to miss him, but how good has Ismail Assar been for us this season?
You can see why Dougie was chasing him for the length of time he was. We knew he was a dangerous player when he's on his day, because I remember he terrorised us at Watford when he was playing for them. But it's always going to be difficult to step into the shoes of a Michael Elise, because, let's be fair, I mean, we don't need to say what he did for us. I mean, that goal at Millwall alone won him fan favourite status at the club, so it's not really a surprise. But, Sarah stepped up massively, and obviously there's a strong rapport between him and JP. Obviously, he did JP celebration in the Ipswich game. But look, by hook or by crook, the second goal went in. Don't ask me how. But the main thing is, it was 2-0, very much against the run of play. And we upset a lot of cheeseboard-eating Fulham fans, because they were quite vocal before a ball had been kicked the whole week, which was great to see, because it's great to get that interaction. But I was looking at it thinking, no, you're actually too confident. And a certain Fulham tactical who Dan's had beef with in the past kept reminding us that we spent 30 million on Nketiah. How much did they spend on Anderson again?
And Smith, right?
Oh, no. Anderson, because remember, he's the better defender, apparently. But he's been dunked on twice at Craven Cottage by Palace.
No,
yeah.
And I'm not trying to throw Anderson any hate, by the way, people. That's not what I'm saying. But this certain Fulham fan,
Is it time to bang out the tweet?
Oh, no.
Not just yet.
Not yet. Okay.
We've got a nice little agenda. Nate, I'm going to send you the little agenda as well. We're going to take our time with this. Normally
All
our
right.
match
We're in no
reactions
hurry.
are
We're in no hurry. Trust me.
normally our match reactions are let's get this done within 45 minutes to an hour or so. If
Oh,
we
no,
take
no.
longer, we don't care.
This
We
is a
are going to enjoy
special match reaction.
We are going to enjoy this. So yeah, 2-0 up halftime. And I was saying to my mate, when we got down to, so obviously I was dealing with some stuff, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a kick about. Like, it's been a mad day. I can't get to the cottage. I'm gonna go kick some ball with my mates and stuff. And they're like, oh, it's 2-0, you lot are fine. I'm like, I hate the 2-0 scoreline. I hate it because one Fulham goal, momentum shifts, you know. But obviously if we get the third, then it kills the game. And I tell you what, I'm going to mention his name again, Ismail Assar. Well done. Because that's back-to-back games, and I tweet this out as well, where he's made goal line clearances at very crucial points in the game. His awareness in our own penalty box cannot be underestimated. Bassi scores, by the way. It's a tap-in, you know, and he's managed to get back and obviously knock it away, which was so crucial, because had they scored then, it might have been a bit ropey. You know, it might have been a bit ropey. But in saying that, collectively, I thought we defended very well. Like, we dealt with crosses into the box really well. I think if I was to give them the two standout players, I think it would be Willian, because I think he was very bright first half, and Bassi. Bassi played well. Minus him obviously keeping Nketiah on side, but he was the one driving forward. Like, he was engaging everything, you know, that Fulham had. But let's talk about the substitutions as well, because I think they were made at the right time. We all knew Mateta was going to play around 60 minutes. Wharton had to come off, you know. And Daichi and Eddie, they came on and played well too. You know what I mean? But I want to break down that third goal. And because it was a great finish from Nketiah. But did you actually analyse his movement for the goal?
Oh, I watched the highlights back, and yeah, I mean, he knew that. I mean, what their defense was doing, I don't know, but he noticed that, and fair play to him. You know, he made them pay. He made them pay for it. Like,
he did. It was just like, because obviously he's seen that Kamada's got the ball. He's taken that first touch, and initially he runs back towards Kamada, then spins. You know, it was such great movement there, and that's what I think caught Bassi. The fact that he had that double movement, you know, and honestly, it was so good to see him celebrating with a massive smile in his face, and then patting the badge, you know. Yes, obviously he's probably disappointed he's not playing more games or getting enough minutes, but Glasner's using him right now. He's a fantastic substitute striker. Like, he's just comes in with a lot of pace against tired legs, and he's just running ragged. He should have scored against West Ham. Should have scored against Brighton. He could easily have 2, 3, 4 more goals to his name. Yeah, you know, and that's coming off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to him, like, I'm just having a quick look. He scored 5 goals this season in all comps, which, you know, I think if you'd seen like what people say about him, you'd have thought he probably scored a lot less than that. But yeah, no, for sure. And I think that was a sign of good awareness, good movement, and obviously as well to finish there. Leno's not a bad keeper at all.
No, he's not.
Like, to finish from that angle, you know, he made him look like a novice really, and I think he definitely deserves credit, and Kamada as well for obviously getting the assist too.
Yeah, great way to pass, 100%. Dan, so, guys, sorry, I know we've been running
Comments?
on. We've got loads of comments, so take your time with them.
Max thinks we're already in the final. If you don't know, we drew Aston Villa, who, to be honest, for me, that would probably be the team that I would have liked the most. If you, to be honest, any team, I think we could have taken on our day, in my opinion. But Villa, I think we play quite well. We seem to play quite well against. Obviously, this season, beaten them twice, drew once. So yeah, and obviously I know they've got some Champions League games coming up. I know it's not quite the week. I think it's the week before that semi-final will be. But who knows? Maybe they'll get a result against PSG, and hopefully they'll be maybe more focused on that rather than. And the good thing about playing Villa too is that even if they do go out of the Champions League, which to be honest they probably will against PSG, they still got a lot to play for in the league. Like for them, they need to get European football next year. And I think,
because the whole
and they're not,
yeah,
exactly, and they're really not far away from getting Champions League football. Like I think they're only like 3 or 4 points off it. So it's anyone's game there. Big up, chairman. What an away day! Yeah, honestly, it was a great day. Thanks again for sorting out for me. And yeah, it was just a brilliant day from start to finish. Not confident in beating City. Honestly, I think City are really beatable, in my opinion. I think that's been shown this season. I was disappointed that we lost them, that we drew to them earlier this season, to be honest. Big up, Sean. Look, guys, I don't know how to act.
Just enjoy it.
Solo, big up yourself. And definitely congratulations. Big up, Damo. Dan, what was you drinking? A beer front in all.
That was hilarious.
Basically all it is in the UK there's certain they'll sometimes put in orders where you're not allowed to drink public because you are allowed to drink publicly in the UK apart from like certain areas, and that was one of those areas. So he just basically said you can't finish a drink here basically, and you know that's what he said. It wasn't really anything crazy. Last time it showed 8. Have they forgotten the clocks have gone forward? Fulham waved a surrender flag before. Yeah, definitely. They did look like surrender flags, didn't they? Big up, Tim. Huge win. Yeah, absolutely. Only sad news this weekend is the women's team. Not only an expected heavy loss, but Villa won, almost ending our survival hopes.
So annoying.
That is a real shame.
I think
but hopefully they can bounce back.
Yeah, but with the women's team, it was kind of expected that it would be pretty much a one-up and straight back down job.
Yeah.
Because the infrastructure on the women's side of the game for the club isn't where it should be.
No.
So,
and a lot of the teams in the WSL, they get ploughed a lot of money into, which we don't. So, did Dan have one too many beers yesterday? Considering how long we were out for, I don't think so. It was just saying as well. So Fulham did a thing where it was half price drinks. I think it's half price everything, or certainly on beers. One round was 13 of four drinks was 4 pints was £13.80 or something like that. Like fair play to Fulham for doing that. That's the best thing they did all day, really. Saw that, Mitch. Very impressed that the women's team kept pushing and fighting to the very end. Big up, Nate. Yes, you can have the link. The only bad thing about the Brighton game is that I bothered to watch it. Yeah, it was a terrible game. I got in to watch. I think I got to watch the second half. It was a pretty drab game, but obviously we'll talk about them a bit later. Not a good round for the home teams overall. Yeah, I think all the home teams lost, didn't they? Which is very unusual. Normally it'd be home team advantage. But the thing is, like, you look at the teams in it, like our away record is better. Fulham's away record is better. I don't know about Bournemouth's. But then obviously Villa are at Preston, so they're probably going to win. Looking up the history, win-loss ratios 42.2 versus Villa. What? So is that our winning percentage against them? Is it then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think the way Emery plays, I think the way we play, I think it suits us quite well. And I think Glasner kind of not shocked, but I think he made Emery change up his system a little bit in our home game. And I think he completely messed it up. And I think that's why we won 4-1. Yeah, every home team lost. But argue we are better. Historical average 30%, but can't be asked to compute. The Homesdale have already raised 3K. What's that for, Dog?
Oh, they're planning a display.
The display.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, nice. Boom, boom, boom. Was pretty difficult not to be screaming my head off in those first
Oh my
two
God!
goals.
I went back to
It
watch.
wasn't 7 a.m. yet.
Tim was doing the back in this watch along, and his reactions were like, it was so early in the morning. He could
Bless him, he must have been very muted.
It was hilarious.
Brilliant. Do we know when tickets go on sale? I don't know. I don't even think they've confirmed the dates of them yet. I don't think
it's broadcast has to be confirmed. Once broadcasting is finalized, then they'll be able to start talking about tickets.
I'm going to assume we're on the Sunday though.
Why?
Because when you think at like the distance that City and Forest will have to travel, I think they'll put them on Saturday.
Yeah, logically speaking, Wembley's
Wembley's
closer for us and Villa.
Yeah, logically.
They're a direct train down. We're a direct train up. So it's not, whereas Forest and City, they've got to make a hell of a trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my assumption anyway.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what day it is. And yeah, I think as soon as that date's confirmed, then, I mean, I presume, because I think in the past it's normally about 30K seats, because I know they leave about 10 for like Club Wembley and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but that's
it's
just
about
an
even split. It's about an even split between both sets of supporters.
Yeah, and Wembley's 80K, but I know like the middle tier is for Club Wembley and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
90K. Yeah.
We were under pressure for 20 minutes. You know what? I watched the game back, and yes, we were under pressure, but Fulham really didn't do anything with it. Like the only chances they really had, all of them came from our mistakes. Like, what was it? So the Munoz one, we defended that terribly.
Really badly, yeah.
Yeah. And the Pereira one, like, I mean, Lerman's gone in there and just like completely missed the ball, and I don't even know what he's done there. So Fulham, I don't think we deserve to have been winning at that point, but we definitely didn't deserve to be losing. Like Fulham really didn't create many opportunities. Like I think. And even in the second half, like apart from Williams' shot, I don't think Dean Henson really had to do anything either. But I think that's the thing with Fulham. I noticed that with them this season. They definitely control games really well, but they don't really finish. Like they don't finish games very well. They don't create they really struggle against low blocks. And I think that's probably why their home record is worse than their away record. I'm gonna guess, but. We're going to be honest. Bassi was terrible, at fault for 2 of the goals. Can't remember what obviously the last one, but I'm trying to think. Oh, it must be the second. Must be. Yeah. Fassar, he should have been tighter on him. Yeah.
He should do fair.
You should have seen the panning shot of the Fulham crowd. You know what? I really wish they did that on English TV, because on ITV they didn't do that. So I would like to see that if that's ever possible. Seeing Fulham's surrender flags was so funny. Pleased for Kamada and Nketiah. That was a fantastic sequence of play. Yeah, I completely agree. I think that's a Wembley. Big up Wall as well. I haven't seen your latest video yet, but I will.
Has he uploaded the clip yet?
Yeah, he dropped it.
Okay, cool. I need to make sure I watch it straight after
I'll need to make a point of watching that.
No,
Lerma was incredible.
You'll love it. It's brilliant.
Big up Colin.
Lerma was brilliant.
The 2 games against PSG will take a lot out of them. Yeah, I completely agree.
We need extra time and penalties for that one.
Yeah. And I think actually it would be interesting to see what their injuries are like as well, to be honest, because that'll be a big. Because if they got to play, what's his name, Tyrone Mings at centre back, that'd be quite nice.
Yeah. They've just got Kamara and Anana back, which obviously strengthens them in the midfield.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame for us that they're back. Am I the only one who thought Wharton was shocking? I don't think he was shocking. I think maybe he was a bit rash, but I think I do kind of get what you mean, because I think he misplaced more passes than he normally does. But I mean, I think by his standards, maybe he was a bit underwhelming, but compared to everyone else, that's still a really good performance. Whenever Kamada and Nketiah come on at the same time, they turn into Messi and Suarez. Dan, it's the dog. Dog. Big ups, lads. What did the policeman say to Dan when he necked a beer on the vlog? It's just one of those you can't drink in this area thing, so finish it before you go any further. Well done, guys. Big up yourself. Big up, Niall. Hi, Rich. Who do we want to play in the final? I mean, I don't want to. I think take it one game at a time.
Yeah, definitely take it one game at a time.
We ain't talking about the final. We've got to worry about the semi-final first.
Last time against Chelsea, both teams got approx 35k. All right, yeah, that makes sense. And so 10k in total for the other 10k. Yeah, about that.
20, yeah, 20, yeah.
It's about right. Forest should be easier. Don't know, to be fair.
I don't agree.
I don't know about that.
You know what's bad? I don't
know. Although I know we're going to talk about their game later, but I thought Forest looked really leggy yesterday. I thought they looked really. I thought they look like they're going through it. Dan in the 60s hairstyle. Yes, big ups. Beatles. Oh, my brain's dead. So
boys, for all this talk about they're an easier game and all of that, we ain't hearing any of that because we haven't got past Villa just yet. They're a different proposition altogether. Some people are going to do what we did against Fulham. Oh, but we beat them in the league. It don't matter. The cup is a different animal. And obviously, we'll get into it when we do the Villa preview, but I'll talk about with you lot in the group chat. But stop looking at previous results and thinking, well, we've got a good record against them, so it's going to hold water, because that's where things go Pete Tong. Just put Southampton in the crosshairs, then Brighton, and keep it going and going and going until we get to the semi-final.
Yeah, no, I think take it one at a time.
Yeah. Glasner needs to work on his fist pump celebration, by the way.
Glasner has been brilliant in talking about the cup. His target remains 30 points from the last 10 games. I love that so much. Proper manager. Yeah, I mean, he's a manager. He's just a manager with ambition, isn't he? And, objectively, this season, I guess, is a success now because quarter-final of a League Cup, semi-final of an FA Cup. Okay, the league may be a little bit disappointing, but we've still got 10 games left. No, we'll see. And Dog is wondering if there's a spider behind you, Nate.
No, it's my hair. It's not.
Oh.
Such a good comeback. Right. Let's quickly do some player ratings. And when I say quickly, normally we like to explain the player ratings, but we're just going to, if we do say great game and give a number. Right. Hold on. Let me make sure I've got the lineup correct.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at the lineup now as well.
Oh, have you got it already?
I mean, I remember it, but yeah. It's it.
I've got it.
I've got it.
All right. Nate, if you take lead and distribute everyone a player to rate then.
Yeah, of course. So, Rich, we'll start with you and Dean Henderson.
Clean sheet. He only really had one save to make, I think. So I'm going to give him an 8.
Mm-hmm. Dan, your namesake, Danny Munoz.
Yeah, I thought he had a solid game. I wouldn't say he had a barnstorming game by any stretch of the imagination, but I think he was decent. I'm teetering between a 6 and a 7. I'm going to go 6. I think he was decent, nothing major, but I thought he was decent.
Yeah. So next up is Chris Richards. I'll take that. Didn't put a foot wrong. Faultless.
That's
everything you needed him to deal with, he dealt with. And maybe Chalobah going back to Chelsea gave him a bit of a spark and a bit of a fire up his backside, but he did exactly what you needed him to do. So I'm giving him a 7. Rich, Maxence Lacroix.
I think his standards are so high that I'd say one of his best. I think Richards was better than him, but I can't give him less than a 7 though.
100%. Dan, Mark Gay, the captain.
Yeah. Sorry, what did you give Richards an 8? Sorry.
7, I think I gave him.
7. Oh, 7. Okay, cool. So I've got Mark Gay. Mark Gay, I think he was decent. Nothing outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
but I think Richards was, to be honest, Richards was my man of the match. So I'm going to say a 6, but I feel like that's kind of harsh.
You can change it because I said 7 because I don't want to get too high in ratings because
Tell you what, let's go. Let's
players had great games.
Let's go 7.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Let's go 7.
Tyreek Mitchell, apart from ball watching a bit in the second half, he had very little to deal with. I can't fault him. 6. Rich, Jefferson Lerma.
If it wasn't for Eberechi Eze, Lerma would be my personal man of the match. And in my head, I'm giving Ebbs a 10. I'm gonna give Lerma a 9. I think he was sensational. One of his best games.
100%. Dan, Adam Wharton.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with the comments earlier. I think it wasn't his best game, but he was still very good. Was still very decent. Sorry. I'm gonna say a 6. Actually, I'm gonna be a bit harsher with him. I put him about the same as Munoz, to be honest. Overall,
fair enough. I've got Ismail Assar. Took his goal well. I don't think he knew too much about it, but because of that goal line clearance, where by hook or crook he was in the right place at the right time yet again, I'm giving him the exact same as his squad number. I'm giving him a 7 because when we've needed him to be there in the big moments, he's been there in the last couple of weeks, and that's 4 goals in 4 games. So he's on fire, and long may it continue. Rich, Eberechi Eze. I had to show you got this guy.
10. He's getting a 10. He was, as soon as he worked Fulham out, he was brilliant. He was brilliant. And big up to him taking pictures with Fulham supporters at the end as well.
It's nice of him to do that for their support.
Very nice of him to do it. You know,
yeah,
they don't understand players who play at Wembley too tough. You know what I mean? So very kind of him.
Well, bear in mind they haven't seen Wembley in the cups in the cups in '75. I'm just saying we've seen Wembley 3 times in the last 9 years. There's levels to this game. Dan, sorry, JP, Jean-Philippe Mateta.
JP, and I'm actually going to just share because I've got the tier list up just so you can see it. 1 sec. There you go. You see that? Wait, it's loading. There you go. So I'm going to give JP. I thought he was okay, but I don't think. I think he's still, coming back from that injury. Maybe he didn't train as much as the others during the thing. I think he was okay. I think he gets a 6. But I don't think he couldn't really do a lot, to be honest. I think Fulham did control us well in that first half. So I was just thinking, should we just do a little recap of what we said? So I think Hendo was an 8, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then Munoz, I gave him a 6. And then Chris Richards.
7. Max was 7.
Where is Max? I
think
can't
Mark
tell.
Was 7.
Max,
Mitchell
7.
6.
Mark 7. Mitchell 6. Wharton 6. Lerma 9. I think.
Yeah. Star 7. Ebbs 10. JP.
Actually, do you know what? Move Sar up to 8 because Tim makes a fair point. Sar had one of his better games, so I'm happy to move Sar up to 8 instead.
Where is Sar? Sar. Wait, sorry, what did you say for Sar?
So I said 7, but Tim makes a
7.
good point that Sar had one of his better games, so he has to be higher than a 7, seeing as the likes of Richards and that will put in 7. So I'd say actually move him up to 8, to be fair.
Right.
So shout out to Tim for that because Tim makes a fair point.
Right, there he is. And then I feel like I'm missing... Oh, JP. JP. Sorry, that's just... Right.
To be fair, I'd even chuck Richards up to 8 because I just think he was better than Lacroix and...
Yeah. Again, look, if you feel like you should move it. It's no biggie. So we'll go with the sub. Sorry, Rich, Daichi Kamada.
He did well when he came on. He did well. And he got an assist as well. So 7.
Dan, let's see. Justin Devaney.
Wait, what? Justin Devaney came on.
Yeah.
Did it?
Did he?
I'm nearly sure he did.
I thought it was Eddie and Francois.
I'm nearly sure he brought on Devaney.
Oh, he did. Sorry, he did. It was the 87th minute. Okay,
Yeah,
fair
was,
enough.
Mark.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, fair
that
enough.
was at the time I was playing football, so I probably missed that.
Okay, fair enough. You know what? I've got no recollection of Devaney coming on.
I only knew that
fine,
Francois
that's the
came
thing,
on when he tweeted.
I remember seeing it because Nicky was doing the watch along and he said Justin Devaney's coming on. So I'm like, I'm nearly sure he came on.
Right. I don't think any of these are Devaney. Is that Devaney? I don't know. So he's going to be Will Hughes. I mean, it wasn't. So, five. I mean, he didn't really have enough time.
He was playing in the spirit of Will Hughes. You can just say and give him a 5. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Eddie Nketiah took his goal well. Meg the keeper made a nuisance of himself to that Fulham defense. How they were so far away from him is crazy, but that's just goes to show
he
you.
picked out the ball for Richards fizzed one into him and he brought it down like a madman. The control was incredible.
Yeah. Plus, to Nketiah's credit, he's 2 for 2 now in the FA Cup. Scored against Millwall and scored yesterday. So
True.
It's good to see him getting his scoring momentum on. So I'll have to give him a 7 because, to be fair, he took his goal really well, and he was a problem. He was a problem when he came on for Mateta. So yeah, I'm definitely going to give Nketiah a high score. Who else did we bring on? Francois. Yeah, Mateus Francois came on as well.
Well, I mean, obviously, I've got to give him a 10. No, I mean,
Run with it, Dan. Run with it.
No,
I
don't think he even touched the ball. So,
Dan, leave your Brazilian woke nonsense behind.
I don't think he even touched the ball. So he gets a 5.
Yeah, I'm nearly sure. Was that all of our subs? I don't think we made any other subs, did we?
Just Nathaniel Klein again.
Oh, Klein, yeah.
He short. So, what did you give Nketiah? Sorry,
7.
7. Yeah, and then Klein obviously again. Although Klein did get booked for time wasting. So,
but hey, we love that. That's what we need him to do. We need him to be that player.
But yeah, that is the tier list.
Okay, Dan, if you can drop the link, there are a few more comments because I feel like, and I know Tim will probably jump on to have a say, but like I said, guys, you are more than welcome to join us, please, because we're going to look through some tweets.
Right.
We're going to look through some tweets.
Rich, can I just say it was so satisfactory trolling Twitter to find most of these last night. I had so much fun just looking for the exact, because I knew what accounts I had to gun for, because I knew what accounts I was gunning for, because I'm like, the majority of Fulham fans, I'll leave you alone. You lot kept it humble, you lot kept it moving, but these accounts got my attention.
How do I drop the link?
Right, so you're on the desktop, right?
Yeah.
Top left-hand corner, does it say add guest?
Add guest. No. Oh, yeah, add guest. Oh, yeah. Oh, sweet.
Click that, then copy link, and you can put it in the chat.
Lovely. Cheers.
Oh, Tim's got a couple minutes because he's got to work at 9 p.m. our time.
Oh,
don't worry, Tim. We will run through this real quick for you.
Oh,
we'll go through some tweets, then we'll discuss Brighton's defeat.
Okay. Here are the tweets. Tweet number 1.
What does it say?
Whose decision was it to spend 30 million on Nketiah spelt wrong? Your fullbacks wouldn't look out of place in the championship. ... And as AJAS CPFC rightly said, off to extra time we go because Fulham actually drew 3-3 with us as a result of them scoring 3 injury time goals. 30 million on Nketiah. Fullbacks wouldn't look out of place in the championship, and 5 years too late to Ismaila Sarr.
You know what that's called in the US? Here's what we call that in the U.S. I won't curse, but that's called you F around and you find out. That's what happens. You F around and you find out.
It's the FAFO. It's the
Yes.
Well,
That's what that is.
The fatal error this man made is he didn't think Eagle-Eyed Football was watching the socials for it. We're always watching for a cooking. Because me and Dan have had personal beef with this guy because his obsession with us is crazy. He talks more about us than he does his own club, which is mad. It's mad. Because I'm sat there thinking, does he support us or Fulham? He's got FFC in his Twitter handle, but he talks about Palace.
All the time.
He should get a job working for the club. He'd actually make a killing. He'd never have to work a day in his life. He'd be set for life if he worked for the club. But how good does it feel to see him get absolutely corked?
I mean, I'm not much of a Schadenfreude guy, but I got no time for these. Yeah, I've got no time for these guys. But I mean, it doesn't compare to the absolute crocodile tears we are getting from down south. That is fantastic. That really is fantastic. And by the way, I mean, Mitch is right. It was a dreadful game, but it was pretty funny to watch the penalty shootout. Not gonna
Tim,
lie.
let's talk about the scum because you've got to go and we'll come back to those tweets. But I've got to celebrate. We're doing this.
I love that.
I mean, like,
let's talk about the scum's elimination. Cheers, guys.
Look, I mean,
enjoy. Cheers, mate.
Nothing's more refreshing than Brighton tears. I mean, drinking some right now.
No, Tim. Caveat to that. There's nothing more refreshing than Brighton tears and Millwall tears because they're still salty about the last whooping we gave them.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I love coming into this tournament as no one's going to give Palace much of a chance. I think we know that, and that's a great position for us to be in. So I'm with you guys. I'm next game. I'm only focused on next game. Keep the form because right now the team is playing incredible. The team's playing great. And I feel like there's a legit shot, but I take nothing for granted. And I want these idiots to be putting all of their money on City, on Forest, on Villa, and just completely discount us. Yeah, great. Absolutely. Fan-freaking-tastic. I'll take it.
No, 100%. What impressed you from yesterday's game, Tim?
Lerma impressed the hell out of me. But I will say, just because I didn't get a chance to talk about this too much yesterday, because I wanted to give him some credit, I think the only center forward that has really gotten over on Lacroix, there may be another center forward who's done it. Jesus had great games against us, but he wasn't going up against Lacroix. He kind of got into areas and just completely cooked us. So, but I don't think that was Lacroix. Delap, I think, is the only one that's really handled him pretty well. And I think except for one turn, Muniz didn't have the best game. He's a good player, and he kept trying to turn, and he got really frustrated by Lacroix. Man, he keeps making a case. He keeps making a case for player of the season. I'm sticking with my Uzi pick, but he keeps making a case every time. And I said this before on a different stream. I know it's a little bit not fashionable to say this, but I like defensive football. I mean, I know everybody loves great movement, great attacking, great goals, and all that's great. But you know what? You can't win anything if you can't defend.
Absolutely.
And I do genuinely get kind of worked up watching the way that we defend. We are legitimately, Rich. Like I think I said this to Nate and Nikki yesterday. We are legitimately like a top 5 defensive unit, maybe top 3 in the league right now. That's objectively true.
It is objectively true because, Tim, in terms of XG, we've conceded the 5th least in the Premier League.
That is outstanding.
Which you consider how poor we were at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
And in fact, actually, there was a really good stat I saw on Twitter today, actually. Palace are the first top-flight team ever in English football to go 6 games in all competitions, away games that is, without conceding a goal.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That's
ever.
amazing.
First team ever. So forget Man City, Liverpool in the 80s, Arsenal are invincibles. They didn't do it. We did.
That's incredible. I mean,
and you make a great point in that, Tim, because I know it's more of an American sort of phrase, but defense wins you championships. If we continue not conceding, we have a bigger chance of winning. That's what it is.
And this is the thing. Like I didn't grow up as a Palace fan. I was born into in terms of the NFL. So my dad put me in jerseys for the New York Football Giants, which were a terrible, awful, dreadful team. Just an absolutely miserable team back when, I started following them. By the way, they are miserable again because, of course, they are. And they also wear red and blue uniforms. But that is a team. This is part of where my love for defense comes from. That's a team that made its name on great defensive play. And if you ever followed the NFL, look up this name. If you're curious, look up the name Lawrence Taylor and what he did to change the NFL. Unbelievable. But yeah, defense wins championships, but just defensive football. If you're not sound defensively, and you know what? Fulham did what Fulham does, which is get down the wings and deliver the ball into the box. And you know what? That was it was fun to see, but that was tailor-made for us defensively because Richards just keep hitting it out.
Yeah, someone tweeted, I don't know if it was a Fulham fan, it was like, why on earth are we sticking crosses into the box when they've got 3 giants at the back?
They're not going anywhere. You're playing exactly after the first 20 minutes, were terrible. And credit to Glasner again. He talked about how we just completely lost our shape and just were completely out of sync. He's right. That was obvious. Like that first 25 minutes has.
Big up on this. Been a while.
I like it. But you know what I mean? Like somebody mentioned that Glasner out coached Silva. I don't know, but they didn't. They seemed to have lost an idea. They were either launching it into the box or they were giving it to Anderson to launch over the top. And the number of times we just cut out the ball, recycled it, and go again. I mean, look, if you're going to let us play like that, great. I'll take it. But yeah, I wish I could stick, but I gotta go to work. Maybe get all on or somebody. But yeah, fantastic. It was great, man. I feel like it's good times. It's good times to be a Palace fan. It's good times to be underrated. Good. I feel like we have a good shot to do some serious damage over the next 2 months.
No, 100%.
We'll see, but I feel good about it.
No, see, Tim, pleasure as always.
All right, guys.
Have a good day, mate.
Up the Palace. See you guys.
See you later, mate.
Tim.
No, big up Tim. Big up Tim every time. Dan, let's get back to those tweets.
Rich, those tweets, I just sent you another one.
Yeah, I just sent it to Dan.
What Beaky?
Yeah.
If anyone in the comments has Twitter and doesn't follow Beaky Beak Street, he's one of the funniest guys. He rips into everyone, even Palace as well. Like, I'll just do some comments, some comments, and then I'll continue with them. Southampton and Brighton wins would be good for our league position. Glasser making case of best manager ever. Yeah, I think even chairman will say. Obviously, chairman watched Steve Coppell as well, and he was making the case for Glasner as well. So don't really mind Fulham. Really, posh people need football too. Not touching any Millwall fluids. Oh, yeah, I definitely wouldn't. Tarquin are getting out of their trees. Big up Thunder. Richards was excellent in that first 20 minutes. I'm surprised the 04-05 Chelsea team didn't do it. I just had a look. The best streak of away games they managed was 5. So,
oh wow,
yeah. So that's what I mean. So even that team, we gone one better. Yeah, exactly.
15 goals all season is mad.
I honestly don't think that record will ever get beaten. That's one of those records I don't think that's ever getting beaten.
No, definitely not.
That's silly. Come on, Tim. I'm 45. Seen the New York Giants win 3 Super Bowls. I'm a Dolphins fan and haven't seen them win a single Super Bowl. And I'm assuming that's about Lacroix, South London, Saliba. Did you see it? Did you see his? Did you see he was wearing glasses afterwards in one of the interviews?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Professor.
Absolutely.
Right, these tweets. So here is number 2. Oh, I should have blurred that out. Who cares? Time for revenge, lads. I don't know what that word means. Massive game. Crystal Palace or Preston at home, please. Well,
and for what? And for what?
Well done, JC. Can't even spell Fulham, mate. Number 3. Oh, that's the same one. But just a quote tweet. Palace fans could be the most unbearable bunch on here, by the way. Can't wait to knock them out of the cup.
And how did that work out, mate?
How's that gone?
It was at this moment he knew he effed up.
It won't be no Snapchat stories until you learn how to play football again, please. That's quite funny, to be fair.
There were so many of them I had to talk through.
Oh no, but do you know the ones that made me laugh so much? I know that they were taking the piss, but like the ones that were like, I've reported 10 Palace fans, and they've all had their tickets cancelled in the home ends.
Yeah,
and it's like nah.
Dan, you got to show them Beaky's tweet, please. We have to let them see that.
Because I need to. Wait, hang on. Let me try and
because Beaky's done a madness on this one.
Beaky's hilarious.
The beak of Beak Street strikes again.
Absolutely. And wait.
Let me just go on. Sorry, let me just share my screen on Twitter. Let me find him.
Yeah. And whilst you're doing that, let's talk about the scum. What a day.
We won't be seeing you at Wembley, my guy. Hinshaw Wood, we won't be seeing you at Wembley.
Where did Hinshaw Wood that they were trying to say that is on like Wharton's level?
Yeah.
Well, this Hinshaw Wood.
Yeah, that Hinshaw Wood. Ain't it just great when football comes back to haunt you when you chat-ish?
And just like that, I have found Beaky's tweet.
Stay humble here.
We need to see it. We need to see it.
There you go. Let me zoom in a little bit. Brighton will proceed with their planned open top bus parade despite getting knocked out in the FA Cup quarterfinals. It will not be the first time BHAFC have held a parade for no reason, having previously held one for finishing second. I remember that as well. That is so funny.
That was so cringe.
Oh man.
Well, whilst we're here, let's just have a little look at Beaky's tweets. AFC Bournemouth have announced ticking priority for the FA Cup semi-finals at Wembley. Obviously, this is probably when they were winning 1-0, with a 40k allocation expected. All residents of Dorset. 2, anyone who's ever heard of Dorset. 3, fans of the opposing team. Or 4, cardboard cutouts of fans. Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
No, you definitely got to follow Beaky on Twitter.
Well, Crystal
If you're
Palace
not
have been
following
allocated
Beatty, you're doing something wrong.
the entire lower tier for their FA Cup semi-final at Wembley Stadium, with Aston Villa getting the upper tier. The decision has been made to avoid the spectre of thousands of empty seats on TV when Villa fans leave at 75 minutes. Oh, what a guy. What a guy.
Listen, it was so mad because obviously, like, and I'll openly say this: the thought of playing the scum in either the semi-final or the final, I don't know if my heart could have taken that. So we got through, and I was sitting there watching the game. I was like, "Come on, Forest, please, please." Then Forest got that penalty in normal time, and then it got taken away. I thought, "Oh, this is gonna be that scum's day, innit?" Then it got to penalties. And I forgot who one of their players misses. I think it's Garda, I think his name. I can't remember. And then what's his face? Nico Williams knocks one over the bar. You know, which was proper. And I thought, oh, they're gonna ride their luck again. And they didn't. And you know what's bad? The first thing I did, because I knew Wolfie was doing a watch along for Forest Fan TV, I said, send me the link. Send me the link. I went straight on the stream and I'm just like,
hey, we're shameless. We're shameless.
I'll be honest, as soon as Ryan Yates put that penalty away, I fist bumped and I shouted. I'm not going to lie.
So did I.
As soon as I
nearly did a knee slide.
As soon as I heard they were out, I was like, yeah, it's going to be a good weekend. FA Cup semi-final weekend is going to be good.
Yeah, I haven't got round to watching the Brighton content yet, so I need to.
They now know how we felt last season watching them be there last year when they lost to Man United. So now it's like, oh, it's funny what a difference a year makes.
Well, it was a season before that, but I want to get some receipts out here. Okay, not really receipts. A lot of Brighton fans on Twitter have been talking about our route to the semi-finals. So, granted, probably not the hardest games you could say. Although Fulham away, let's be honest, that's not the easiest game in the world. It's a game that Brighton themselves lost 3-1, and I just want to take up Nate on what on their last run that he did mention. In fact, the 2 times that they have been to Wembley and miserably lost. Because I just want to look at the games that they played on the way to Wembley.
Yeah, do it.
So, okay. Third round, they played Middlesbrough. Championship team. Okay, the second round was difficult. They did play Liverpool and they did win.
The fourth round, yeah.
Yeah, in the fourth round. Fifth round, quarterfinals. How often do you play a League Two side in the quarterfinals? Grimsby Town.
That's tough.
Tough game. Tough.
Even better, they didn't sell out that game, and they lied about it.
Wait. So you're telling me the team that's famous for having plastic fans to support Chelsea and Liverpool and all that couldn't sell out against Grimsby Town? No,
it's amazing. It's amazing because I remember there were seats available. There were seats available I think the day before the game, and then magically that morning of, they'd sold all the tickets. Isn't that amazing? Now let's go to the 18-19 one where they lost miserably again in the semi-finals. Who did they play en route to that semi-final? Okay, So they did play a Premier League side in AFC Bournemouth. But bear in mind, I think Bournemouth finished in the lower mid table that season. And then in the second round, in the fourth round, they played West Bromwich Albion, Championship team, and they had to go to a replay because they couldn't beat them in the first game. Oh, look, in the fifth round, they played Derby County of the second tier. And then in the quarterfinals, and you know what? I remember this. The quarterfinals that we all wish never happened, or what they played Millwall. So they played 3 championship teams en route. Bear in mind they had to beat Millwall on penalties as well. Had to get a replay against West Brom. I don't think they're in any position to be talking about who they play on route to semi-finals of FA Cups.
No, exactly. I got a few more tweets actually here. Some guy called Harry said they didn't deserve that. Palace are the luckiest team in the Prem. Cry more. What else? Another one called Yappy. Brighton versus Palace FA Cup final.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Maybe on his game of FIFA he might get that, but he won't be getting that in real life.
Wepu Magic. Come on, you cottagers. Get the job done.
How did that look?
And then this Ibs guy that's always tweeting us. What a tough afternoon. Always felt that with this lot's 5 at the back and 3 DMs, the first goal wins. Shut up. As his class, he was the difference maker. We need magicians in the final third, as I felt we matched them everywhere else. On to Arsenal. Yeah. Cry more.
You matched what? You matched socks or something, mate, because you never matched us on the pitch, mate.
Exactly.
Behave.
Fulham one. How bad was our transfer window? 30 million on Anderson, 35 on ESR. My God. Another one from Fulham. I hate this football club. Another one from Fulham. Seen/heard far too much praise for Palace. Fulham simply should not be getting battered 3-0 at home by Crystal Palace. It's disgraceful showing from the players given the occasion. Shut up. Well, there is generally zero excuse for us.
Rich, just quickly. It's okay, mate, because you got battered 5-0 in aggregate the last 2 times we've rocked up to Craven Cottage. You held 5 in the last 2 times we've been there. So don't worry. We like Craven Cottage. It's Selhurst Park West for us. It's just like
Selhurst West. I like that.
The thing is, when we go West London to Craven Cottage, or should I say Selhurst Park West, we feel like we never left home. So
absolutely. You just
hold up, my guy. It's okay. We'll enjoy Wembley for you. It's not for you. You haven't been there since 75, mate. It's for you, bro. Sorry, Rich. I didn't mean to cut you.
No worries. There's generally zero excuse for us not turning up against Palace at home. It's not like Liverpool away with only 3 days to prepare. Indefensible and pathetic. Don't want to hear any apologies when the bare minimum they could have done is put a shift in.
Got slapped.
Next one.
Cry more.
Season is done too, by the way. No chance we get Europe. Running is hard. And also, it just so happens we are terrible. Well, at least that was honest. Why do we fall apart like this? 2 goals in 4 minutes in this big game. Absolutely terrible. We've not taken our chances. They've taken theirs. Simple as that. Something's in the way that. I'll keep going. Even the Emirates FA Cup decided to say, we knew that Ismail Assar celebration looked familiar. Lovely jubbly. I did also want to say that was it. Someone on TalkSport was like, you've got to a cup quarterfinal with the opportunity to get to Wembley, and your atmosphere is dreadful. Like they actually were going in on the Fulham atmosphere, you know, because what? White flags surrendering. You got your clappers out. My goodness me.
Rich, when you look I've got another tweet that we should definitely have to read out from SGFFC. F football, F Fulham, F Wembley, F Wharton. If I'm not mistaken, if you listen very closely, you can hear the smallest of violins playing in his nearest Waitrose for him. Because that's just beautiful. That's just beautiful.
No, absolutely.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, these Fulham fans on social media, right? The ones that we've clipped up and everything, they were the ones talking about Wembley was guaranteed. It was a formality they were going to Wembley.
100%. They writ us off.
I remember another team. Another team did that to us in 2013, where Wembley was guaranteed and all of this. And what happened when we played them at Wembley? Kevin Phillips happened at Wembley.
This is it.
Just saying.
Stop writing us off. Big up, O's.
Oh, hello.
Talk to us.
Oh, it's just with Brighton.
We need one of them videos for Brighton purely for the laughs.
So like, yeah, after the game, I have a friend who's a Fulham fan. He messaged me on Instagram like after they beat us in November, saying enjoy battling relegations. But so come February when we beat them 2-0, I held back. But after yesterday, I kind of had to say something, so said cheers for sending us to Wembley, mate.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Hold on, I'm just going to go onto your tweet. So, there we go. Hold on. So I'm guessing you've made one based on
It's just Palace.
Oh, you're going to Please, can you do one about Brighton getting knocked out? Please, that would
We
be
need it.
so incredible.
We need it. We need it.
Yeah, we'll need more dopamine. Yes.
Yeah, let's hit some more
We've
comments.
heard it from them all season how much better than they are. But now look at it. We're not that far away from them in the league. We've got a better chance of winning the cup than them. It's funny how football works. Just saying. I'm just saying. They ran their mouth the whole season, and now look. Now look. They have to hope and pray that Villa, Forest, or City stop us.
You know
And
what?
if all three of them don't stop us, they never hear the end of it. I'm sorry. But it's levels. It's levels to the trolling we're going to put up to them.
You know,
Because I know a few Brighton fans, and I'm going to make sure they know that this is over. Because they can have their Europa League run. They can have it. It's not a major trophy. If we win this cup, oh, you best believe the trolling is going to be unreal.
Well, and then we get to go to Europa League as well.
Oh, no. That's a given. I'm just saying we'll actually have the major trophy in the bank. And all I'm hoping for is that picture Romain Esse holding the FA Cup and sending it to the Millwall fans. Enjoy the 15 mil, lads. He's enjoying FA Cup winning. Something you'll never know.
Dan, go for a few more comments, Dan, and then we'll give Oz the last word.
So let's go to Southampton and make it 7. Yep. I was just having a look, actually, because obviously we got Southampton and then we got Brighton at the weekend. They've got to play Villa. So that is a big game for them. They've played extra time. They've gone to penalties yesterday. They've lost. Go playing at home to Villa. A tough, very tough game. Mm-hmm. You wonder whether that's going to impact their ability to perform on Saturday. Yeah, especially when we have an opportunity where we don't. We could potentially, I'm not saying Southampton are a free hit game, but there is about a free hit game as you're going to get in the Premier League.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting to compare the average positions from the 2-0 and 3-0 games against Fulham. I can have a look at that, actually, yeah.
Dan, just quickly, see for the Brighton game, I want the whole of Selhurst Park to just belt out K Sarah for 90 minutes. It has to be done. It has to be done. I'm sorry. There's no excuses. We need to torment them.
We're the famous Crystal Palace, and we're on the way to Wembley.
Oh, listen, the whole ground has to sing it, especially in the Arthur. Especially in the Arthur.
If we win the cup, does that mean we'll get an open top tram?
No, we're not. That's funny, but no. Open top tram.
The overhead line would electrocute you, unfortunately. Brighton is 48% win chance, 53 since 2005. Yeah, but I do think, obviously things change. I think they are a decent team at the moment. Mill keeper spilled the ball last minute, forced extra time. Oh yeah, I remember that. So yeah, they got away with that. I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember, yeah, that was crazy. So Brighton would have been hard on the heart, but easier chance to win. You know what? I was waiting for the librarian to come from somewhere at CRAVEN Cottages to shush us. Never heard that place so loud. Yeah, their fans really aren't on a noisy bunch at all. And look, Earth is saying that, Rich, you're going to finish that whole bottle of bubbly tonight.
Yeah, I'm nearly done. Listen, it's the last week of term. I ain't doing much teaching anyway. Cheers.
Hey, we're shameless. We are shameless. We don't care.
First lesson when the kids come into like, so where's our books? We're going to be watching the FA Cup highlights.
Proper education. Love it. Love it.
Any of them?
Why have we got red and blue pens out today, sir? Just shut up and enjoy the game.
Any of them Fulham fans?
Probably not. But I'll pretend they are just so I can rub it in their face. Right, is that all of them?
Yeah, that's all of them.
And big up to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day. Should have said that at the
Mother's
start, to
Day.
be fair. And you said, "Oh, we're going to give you the last word." Go on.
We're going to Wembley. That's about it.
Up the Palace. No, big up everyone. Smash the like button. Jeez, well, we got a game in a couple of days. All right, so I'll get in contact with a Southampton fan. Question is, Dan, when's Tactical?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Still Tuesday. I mean, yeah, it'd be Tuesday because we're not doing anything. Yeah, because we're not going to do. Tactical's going to be for Brighton. It's not going to be for Southampton. We're going to forget.
Gotcha, yeah. So then, yeah, because busy tomorrow.
Sorry, Max, you're going to need to mute yourself there, mate.
He's on a train, by the sounds of it.
Big up, Max.
Big up, Max.
That was really mad noisy, but big up. Yes, Max. Yes. Kiss the badge. Kiss the badge.
Lads, I don't know. On the train, my quality's not going to be great at all, but my opinion was straight through to the final. Aston Villa, it's easy as. We beat them twice already, and I'm ready for City in the final, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a good record against Villa, but like we always take it one game at a time. So hopefully Glasner can work his magic again. And so, but yeah, you're right about your connection. Yeah, it's gone. All right. Yeah, there'll probably be a Southampton match reaction there because I don't think there's time to do a preview and whatnot. But obviously, towards the end of the month, we will definitely be building up to that Villa semi-final. Potential, not guaranteed, but potential collab with Back of the Nest and stuff. I saw D last weekend and stuff, and we might try and fly up to Wembley to do like a little recorded thing. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I'm hoping to go.
What's that?
I'm hoping to go.
Yeah, and then obviously it's just about being there at Wembley in itself. So yeah, listen, enjoy the weekend, guys. I'm going to finish this bubbly, then hit the sack. Palace are through to Wembley. The scum are out. What a weekend. Note that in your diary, 29th March 2025. Up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
Eagles.